Hello, hello! So I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial on doing the brightness fade by hand that you see in pretty much all my videos, and as well as showing how to set it as a preset so you don't have to redo it every time. And that is full thanks to Danny Phantom, who just taught me how to do that like 3 weeks ago and has changed my life forever. I just picked a random movie. Alright, so normally if you're doing 2 clips, if you wanted some sort of brightness in between the two, you could do either the flash transition, or what I prefer is the additive dissolve. It seems a little more mild than the bright. What I do is go to brightness and contrast. I just start at default, and then however long I want the fade, usually it's probably around 12 or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which would be halfway through the 12th fade. I'm going to bring it up to, usually I bring it up to like 2.5 to 3, or 0.2.5 to 0.3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring it back down to maybe like 1.3 or however much I want, and then closer to the end, I have it fade to 0. So I start at 0, halfway through however long the fade is, I go to the peak of it, which in my case I put it at about 2.5, and then go to wherever the transition would end, at the 12 mark in this case, and bring it back down to usually about half of what I had it before or so, and then somewhere near the end or the very end or whatever, you're going to want it to slowly fade to 0. And you can have it a lot brighter too if you want something more bold, but that just makes it so it's not such a choppy brightness, and you can have it do it more gradual. Say I brought down a new clip that didn't have the effect on it. What I used to do is just place the brightness and contrast by hand and redo it for every single clip. But what you can do, let's say we're also zooming just a little bit, okay? And we're going to transition into this clip. And we don't want to completely redo the effect. So as long as it's the same dimensions, like Aladdin is both the same dimensions, versus if I brought in, you know, widescreen Anastasia, I would have to do Anastasia by hand, copy and paste event attributes. So now, since it's the same dimensions, it's now done it, and I don't have to do it by hand. So assuming I'm doing my entire part with Aladdin, I just need to do it once and hit copy paste. Now, let's say I have not saved this before. So I just did my brightness and contrast effect, okay? And I would like to save this exact preset. So, you know, this would be fading at 12 at decently, you know, a decent brightness level. Okay, so you click on plugin chain here at the top, and you're going to hit save as, and save it as whatever you want. So as you can see, I did brightness in, out, brightness in and out. They're the same thing, I just didn't know what I was doing, so I did it twice. You're going to have to find where you saved it later. I guess I looked in filter packages, but I had to kind of look through because a lot of new blue folders came up. But I went to filter and it has all my saved ones, so at the moment that's all I have. Let's say I don't have anything on this one yet, and I want to use the brightness and contrast. So I click on the little effects icon, and I can just go ahead and add it. And Liv says you have to have nothing on it previously. So in this case there's no other effects on it before. It's about the same presets, and I would probably just scoot this down. But it's essentially the same thing. So that is how you do a gradual manual brightness fade, as well as saving a preset.